Hey everybody, my name is Liana and I'm a first year teacher at Rose Warren Elementary in Las Vegas, and I posted up my whiteboard magnets the other day and I was super proud of them. As a first year teacher, I was trying to think of what I could use for my classroom and this seemed to be it. So if you have any other suggestions of what I could use being a first year teacher, that would be great if you left those in the comments. Here's what I used. My Cricut maker, magnetic vent cover sheets from Lowe's, vinyl from Adhesive Warehouse. Oh no, Adhesive Vinyl Supplies, sorry. My transfer tape is actually duck shelf liner from Walmart. I used the deep cut blades and I got those two from Amazon. And then of course my Cricut tools, and that is it. First things first, select your text box. So I'm in here, I've got to make sure my text is the right size for my project, and this just happens to be the size that I'm using. The text is Jelly Belly font, and I got it off of DeFont. So they're always their zero is kind of weird, so I'm using an O in place, so it's kind of wonky. Now I'm going to select offset, and the reason I do an offset is so that I can lay my vinyl down all on one solid background instead of having to lay each piece down individually. So if you can see, there's these little tiny holes right here and right here. I want to get rid of that. So I'm going to go up here on my offset and I'm just going to scooch it over until those little dots go away, and then hit apply. And now we want to hit make it. Select your mat. Remember the selection, sure. Continue it. Now, here's where you want to make sure what's going on. You want to make sure that your offset is your magnet sheet. So I'm going to select continue. It's trying to find my stuff. And for the magnet sheet, I like to do it on 0.5 mm. It gives you 2 passes, but that seems to do the trick for us. And you'll notice it says load fine point blade and clamp B. I'm going to go ahead and use my deep cut blade. Give me just a second and we'll be right back. All right, so we're going to load our magnetic vent covers. These are the ones I got from Lowe's. They were super affordable, better than anything I've seen online actually. And you're just going to line it up. The only reason I'm using this big mat is because I was using it for another project. It's already out. But you'll also notice that the magnetic vent cover is a little bigger than the 12 by 12 mat, so that's another reason. All right, so I have magnetic sheet 0.5 mm selected. I'm loading it and I'm making it. So I'm actually using the deep cut blade instead of the fine point blade, just because I didn't want to gunk up my fine point. I didn't want to dull it, so that's why I did that. And it's going to be cutting 1 of 2 passes, so it's totally normal. It's going to go once and then it's going to do the whole cut all over again. Totally normal. So again, the offset is the magnet part, and the vinyl is going to be the actual text, or in this case, the numbers that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to unload this. And we did the 0.5, and you'll see it just pops off, no problem. This little inside part just came right out. And for this piece, I just was able to get it right out. So that's that. And now I'm going to load my vinyl onto the mat. Make sure that you change, make sure that you change your material settings. So now I'm not using a magnet sheet anymore. I'm using premium vinyl. So I'm selecting that. I'm going to load my mat. make it. And this one, it's only going to do the one cut because it's just cutting final. Because it's much, much thinner. That's why it only has to do that one pass. It doesn't take long at all. And the font that we used for the numbers was Candy Belly. I'm going to double check on that because now I'm second guessing myself. One of them didn't have numbers attached to the font, so I had to make some creative changes. All right, so I'm going to weed this and be right back. All right, so now I'm going to cut my design out of the vinyl. I'm pretty sure everybody here knows how to weed, but just in case. And here, just to make it manageable. I'm going to use my little, I don't know what these are called. It's like my little explorer tool. Just to get that out. Let's get the middle out. And each of the numbers has these cute little things in here. It makes it look like, I don't know, a balloon animal to me. That's why I chose it. Thought it was super cute. All right, so we're just getting all these little pieces out of here. And then I'm going to take that Duck brand shelf liner that I'm going to use as transfer tape because I found that the regular transfer tape is always like so sticky. And even this one, I found that it was kind of sticking to my vinyl. So you just want to make sure that you're using something that's not so tacky. And I find that the Duck liner is the best that I've found out there. Okie dokes. Now I have a piece of scrap vinyl. Not scrap vinyl, sorry, of scrap shelf liner that I'm using here. I always keep my scraps because they can always be used for something. All right. Peel that back, place it right on top. All right, so normally I have a little tool, but I don't know what I did with that. So I'm just gonna use my fingers. That's gonna do the trick. We're gonna find, found it. Thank you. All right, and then I always peel it back. I find that that works the best for me. Watch, it's not gonna work now. There we go. All right. So I'm just gonna line it up. I like to use the little, like the little cutouts as clues. So I use that little cutout in the middle of the 0. So make sure it's stuck on there really nice. And then peel it off. And now you've got a magnet. Thank you guys.